Previously on The Adamless.
Azhaam, he.
Ayg. She.
My name is Theriac.
What's up? My name's Skye. Welcome to the patchwork, my dudes.
Welcome to the lower decks. There is a race going on. There's big money involved. Money that we need. The person who is in charge of this race is a guy named Track. They're part of a group called The Void.
Tommy, I'm your dude. Where and when?
Co-owner of Wild Times, so ashamed of allegations that they had to run.
Oh no! Oh, that fucking news report, right? Regarding this race of death, as someone who already has a lot of negative publicity about them, making myself visible to a public event like a race might not be the smartest idea.
Hive. It's been a long time, old friend.
I've worked for Void for way before I met you. I'm gonna need you to meet the wife, because it'll probably be easier to talk shop.
You see Quinn, and in their hands they are carrying the Storm's Eye drink that you got.
In her head, she's screaming.
You feel another buzz on your phone. Looking at it, the black screen is still on, and the message, "I'm sorry, I love you," and then a little picture of a little love heart emoji comes up. Boom! The sound echoes through the city and bounces off of the buildings. Smoke bellows from a barrel, like a freshly used gun. Regret fills the smoke as it rises up in the air. But we see that it is not a barrel. It is in fact an exhaust from just an old bike that Skye sits upon. The hull, mainly the engine, gets a small tap from a robotic rat hand. Sunlight seems to beckon down into the lower decks, which is extremely rare since it is essentially all covered up. However, we are all in a place called the Last Patch, where drivers and racers are getting themselves ready in a race, which the Void are hosting.
I didn't realize that the Void was hosting the race. I definitely have my goggles on and my gas mask up, concealing my face. I think I get like a mechanical benefit to that as well.
What does your mask look like?
It's just my gas mask and my goggles over my face. Okay. My goggles with my little plastic butterfly wings sticking out, but it conceals everything. It looks sick as fuck.
It looks fucking hot as hell, gamer.
Yeah.
There's a little ding, ding, ding against the engine. Scrap, a hunched over Yoski, this brown matted rat person, hobbles on their small mechanical leg, and half of their face has been replaced with mechanics. They have this green glowing eye. Their ear has been taken off and now acts as like a small antenna that is blinking, and as it blinks you see another antenna on a small robot, these two arms hovering slightly off the ground, which blinks in unison with Scrap's little blinks. Well, goddamn, Skye, I must say, this is a fucking nice. This is a nice job.
Thank you, my dude.
The race starts.
How's the drift core installation going?
It's going. We're fixing it pretty fine. It's kind of taking up a lot more space, so I had to move some chairs out the way and things, but I've made sure all of your seats are all available. You're a little closer.
Well, now I feel bad that I've been working on this bike when you needed help with the drift core.
Nah, it's all good. We'll fix it up later, don't you worry.
I feel like, I know you said that the money isn't like gonna do good for us, but I feel like it might be handy to have 1,000 credits in our pocket when we're flying away on that drift core.
That is true. And to be honest, we now need to figure out really what we're doing next. I know that Azhaam is meeting Hive. I don't know what the others are doing though. You know, I know that Ayg said that she probably wasn't coming with us, but I'd probably like to know, and then know where we're going next, because to be honest, I want to get the fuck off this planet as quickly as possible. I fucking love it here. I love the lower decks, but it's a little too dangerous.
Yeah, where's the starting line? Where's Ayg?
We then cut to Ayg. It's been about a week. We're talking about like 6.5 days. The race is happening today, you do all know. What is it that Ayg would have been doing over this past few days? Do we know?
Oh gosh, a week since
a week since
the Prohibition incident.
Yeah.
She is laying low in her apartment for at least the first few days and really analyzing the messages that came through that phone. Whether she can reread them or not, she's still going to be overthinking them and reliving that and trying to see if she can recreate it a little bit in any way.
What is your spellcasting modifier? Is it intelligence?
Great, phenomenal question. What a good
Strong,
question
so
you
powerful.
have for me. It is intelligence. Yes, correct.
Can you give me an intelligence check? And then Paul.
It is 6.
Nice. You can't seem to figure out like how these messages were sent, or even regardless of how to re-access them. Your phone at the end of the incident restarted itself and then updated, but just with like the next system, iOS, like has nothing like fancy with it. It just updated, and like you spend some time trying to figure out, but you just can't quite clock as to what happened.
So after a few days of trying genuinely to see if she can figure this out and understand more about what has happened here, she was with Theriac at one point. I'm sure that they're around periodically, but eventually she will get frustrated and say, okay, and just go try to find Skye, because working on something would be better than obsessing over this. So yeah, maybe like 3 days she spends ruminating over this, and then she will go find Skye.
Skye has spent the last week in Scrapyard, so it's super easy to find, and you're able to find each other really quick.
I didn't really expect it to be this beautiful, but is it?
You kidding? I'm making something. It's gotta be aesthetic.
Well, to be honest, I've seen some of these races before. They're usually pretty grimy, ugly.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't. I'd like to set your expectation right now. It's not gonna look this beautiful at the end of the race, but it looks cute now, doesn't it?
It really does. I just have a little question, something I've been noodling about. Is this highly illegal or just a little illegal? Where would you say it lands in the sphere of crime?
Where does it land, Space God? It's run by the Void, so I'm assuming...
It's run by the Void, so it's not great. It kind of is. So it's been called a death race by like everyone in just like a colloquial term.
Is this canon now? I was calling it a death race because I didn't know.
No. Yeah, you. That's what I mean. Like the Patchworks crew has been calling it a death race, but death isn't like a huge thing in it. People do get violent because it's a lot of money on the line. It's kind of a no holds barred. Whoever crosses the finish line first wins all the money. Sometimes there's violence in it. Sometimes people do die. It is kind of frequent that people decease, but not like a necessity. It's pretty fucking illegal, but for lower deck standards, it's like average.
No, averagely illegal.
Oh, okay.
In the lower decks, if you want to make money, pretty much you got to do something illegal. So it's like, regular amounts of crime.
That's not entirely true. It's hard, but you don't have to.
Exactly. In the lower decks, it's harder to work hard.
That's true.
Got something you need to unnoodle, my dude?
I don't really like to break the law. I try very hard not to, actually, but I kind of want to do this.
Have you ever tried breaking the law?
When I was very young, one time. Never since then.
No, you're not glossing over that. I want more details about tiny-eyed crime.
Well, it was nothing that we needed or anything, which in hindsight would have been more helpful, but I took a little trinket.
If you didn't need it, then why?
I was a little kid, so that's hard to say. I suppose I just wanted something to be mine.
Well, feel like this race might be similar in a lot of ways. I'm on in. I gotta measure some stuff before we start.
All right. And she's gonna take like a scrap of like handkerchief or something from her belt, and she's gonna like, it does not help really because she is a rat, but she is gonna tie it around like a portion of her face in a little bit of an obscurity.
Oh my god, we look so cool. Oh, we look like a band. Ah, this is so sick. I'm so excited. Oh my god.
We do look quite cool.
Look right as hell. Ah. Where's Theriac and Azhaam?
Actually, I haven't seen them in, I don't know.
Diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle. Theriac, what have we been up to over the last week? I would say that conversation happened like yesterday of the current time, and we're going. It's weird, but we're going back a week to see what people have done, and then we're all meeting back up on this day.
Yes, that is correct. Theriac has just been basically camping out on the patchwork since coming back down to the lower decks. Has been doing more research regarding bot, and has been investigating with their micro lab what they can. Also checking sources that are both scientific and religious, and mostly just hunkering down and doing some research for the most part. Theriac tends to be a bit of a homebody.
Roll me a. You can either do life or physical science. I am gonna state that you have a feeling that you have done like 90% of the research that you can do without having a proper place to, like, a proper lab with things
I
set up.
can't
Like,
do
you
this
have your,
just with my little micro lab. I gotta go to the big belt.
you've gotten like boy. Yeah, you've gotten like a lot of research done with this like carrying thing. There's still a little bit more which you can figure out, but there is a point, and which you're hurtling towards, which is you need a bigger space to sit and set up.
Okay. I'm gonna do life science because that was the weird shit I found out last time.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Gamers, I got nat 20. Do you know
Oh,
what
that's it.
that means? Do you know what that means? I got a fucking 32. I love numbers. I love numbers so much.
You go through the rounds. Day one, you sit down. Okay, let's figure this out. You come up with the same thing that you had before. This seems to be the 4 states of matter in a crystal. Day two, you seem to come up with the same thing. There's just something else, and you know it, you feel it. You are a almost fictional level genius. You know this stuff, and you have like an intelligence that you very rarely is matched, and you know that most people would have given up, but you're like, no, there's something here. There's something that I'm missing, and I know it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a point on somewhere in day 5, halfway through day 6.
Yeah.
Where something clicks. You try a method which is completely out of nowhere and wouldn't be tested by anyone, but you're like, no, I have a feeling that this is going to work. You set up Bunsen burners, you make an alkaline solution, as well as like a acidic one as well, just to like measure and test things out. My science knowledge is all GCSE when I learned when I was 11.
I get the big, like, super tangled up glass tube thingy.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is, but it's the one in cartoons all the time.
Exactly, and it's cool. There's like a potion which is dripping at the side.
The one in the Great Mouse Detective, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And you find data stored, organic, but also like someone has imprinted this thing with almost a message, numbers associated that have been put into this. You don't know why, you don't know what it is, but there is something that this particular crystal, which is old as anything. You like put it against other crystals and other gems, and this thing is like almost like millennia old, like closing in before the current cycle had space travel old. And you know that there are 3 numbers hidden in this, some form of message, some data, and you can't quite tell. You don't quite know what the numbers are yet. You don't know, but you know that it is data. There are numbers. They are not letters. It is not. There is a message, and it's not a message like a sentence or a phrase, but it is 3 numbers, and you know that.
I'm gonna say it again. I love numbers.
And you got 3 very important numbers.
Well, since science has left me, I will instead spend the remainder of my time doing research, going through my photo religious book, the Almanac, to try and find any other connections to this spot thing.
The Nat 20 is carrying over. As you're flicking through, there's a passage that you've read loads of times, but it is specifically about a group of people who called themselves the Prophets. And this is where all of Photo kind of... Because Photo is about the Cultivator, but the Prophets are a group of people that preceded the Cultivator. This group worshipped this one artifact. And when this artifact just became too much, they snapped it and scattered it and disbanded, and then the Cultivator took over for major religious things.
Okay, wait. Just so that I understand.
Of course, absolutely.
So, the prophets, before the cultivator, some ancient artifact snapped. Cultivator comes in, continues spreading photo.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, cool. I'll just sit with this in my little lab and tell no one. I will just keep this in my heart, and then I will die.
Nice. That's good. Yeah. Azhaam, a few days ago, before this week break had started, before Skye ran away to start building, during the prep of the race, you wanted, just for ease, to not seem like an outsider in the lower decks, so you took off your mask. And your words were, what are the worst going to happen? 5 days pass, you feel like you're going to fucking die. You've been so, like, abhorrently ill over the last 5-6 days since you took off the mask. Your body is rejecting, like, there is poison all around you. Your lungs feel heavy. You're sweating consistently as much as, you know, fire beings can sweat. Some of your body just turned to coal through just it being just so cold. You're just so cold all the time, and you've been sitting in the patchwork. Scrap has been coming over, and there is plates and bowls of uneaten stews and different just protein simple bars. And then you wake up one day and you just feel slightly better. What is it that you would like to do with these remaining 2 days after you took off your mask? You can breathe lower decks air. And it wasn't just like, I'm not just going to bully you into it. You can breathe lower decks air now. It still feels kind of uncomfortable. People can't use the fact that you wear a mask against you anymore. You have just been... You've been the embodiment of the song, the I don't want to be crying and puking and pissing. Like, that is the song that has embodied your experience over the last, like, week or so. As you have...
You had to sneak that into our show, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You had to.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much.
I'm
Yes,
crying
I
and
did.
pissing and farting
Crying and
sneezing.
pissing and shitting and puking. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's my job here. Is to add in obscure memes. Thank you. What would you like to do with your remaining 2 days? You can, if you want, I'm pretty sure I can remember, but if you want, you can write down somewhere that you are immune to the lower decks air, which will come up in combat. Ayg and Skye are also both immune. Theriac is the only one that has a full terrarium on their head.
Worth it. It's going to be worth it. Just in the end, I'm going to... Oof.
You've been kind of, like, cordoned off because the ill, and Scrap's like, hey, how's my little ill guy? You doing all right? I got you some soup and bread. The bread is kind of gross.
You didn't have to do that. Thank you.
Hey, you're part of the patchwork. I'll look after you. Don't you worry. I have not a clue why you decided to take the hat off, but not the hat, the mask, but I appreciate your willingness to try.
Oh, I'm feeling much better. I've only thrown up like twice today.
Hey!
So that's... Yeah.
Yesterday.
Clearly on the mend.
Clearly on the mend.
He spent the good past several days obsessively researching what happened to Iram. Because now Hive opened the floodgates. And that's literally been the only thing he can think about.
It is not difficult to find information about. Because it is a planet, it is a known planet, it's quite fresh, it's new. Dishearteningly, the things you find are essentially advertisements to go and live now that it is now safe for people to step on without suits, fire-resistant suits, and like heat decks. Apparently things can just land on it.
He has not mentioned a word of what he's discovered to anyone. And if anyone asks, he's been reading Skye's comic books. It's just a consistent... Because he doesn't want people to know that he's this hurt. Wow, there's nothing that makes you feel more like a failure than actually failing. You know? On the last day, when he's feeling better, he cleans up literally everything. Because he doesn't want Scrap or Skye to do it for him. And he goes to check on Hive. Because he promised that he'd visit Hive's family.
So Hive gave you, told you where the location was, but does specific, says that he's free on the day that the race is happening. You'll make your way through the lower decks, and the address is in the upper decks, actually. You find out, even though Hive spends a lot of their time here, apparently he's made his way up. Through a small, arduous process, you find a lift that does work, and is able to get you up there. Travel up. Your ID is checked. It's cleared. You find a nice little suburb, just off of a side street from the main square. It's nice. There are robotic pollinators flying around. There's bright, colourful flowers. There's this really distinct smell of honeycomb and a sweet smell in the air. The red sun seems to have perfectly encapsulated this little place to thrive. You walk up to the door. Nice shaded windows. Very, very, very middle class, attempting to look slightly higher than they are, but as is almost all the places on the upper decks. And you stand outside of Hive's door.
I knock.
There's a few seconds of silence. You take in surroundings a little more. The car that sits in the drive is a quite new, last few years, nice model hover vehicle, which you know is quite expensive. But you can peek that the garage is just slightly open, and just inside is a slightly more beat up hover vehicle. As you clock this, you hear steps coming from behind you and then the door. Oh, hey, you made it. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, I've been great. Just been under the weather a bit. How are you?
No, I see you got the I see you got the mask off. I'm doing Scrap's voice. I see you've got the mask off. No, I've been yeah, you know. Queso is excited to see you.
Before I walk in, can I take a little glance around the neighborhood just to see if we're being watched?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a perception.
Of course I can. I think I can at least. Where's the button? There's the button. There's a 13. Happy little 13.
You've seen security cameras around. It seems like this is quite a hard place to get into, but if there are cameras, they're well hidden.
How's the past week been?
Oh yeah, business as usual, really. Weird having you back. Or, not back, but yeah, no. Good.
Weird having me around.
weird knowing that we share the same mile. It's brought up a lot of stuff, a lot of memories, things I'd rather not visit, but
I'm sorry.
it's not your fault. It's alright.
Well, it is. I wandered back into your life without so much as a how do you do. A little bit my fault.
True, a little bit, I guess, yeah. Hey, coming in. Shoes off.
Yeah, I remembered it.
As they walk in, they walk into a kitchen. It's a nice home. It's small but comfy. It radiates warmth. It would feel nowadays like quite modern, but for Atomless era feels like a little old. There's some toys in a front room that Hive passes by. Chairs that have been well used and sofas that have been worn. They pass by through the kitchen, which is a small, nice, comfortable, just what you need kitchen, into a small little conservatory area. In the conservatory, an orange praying mantis looking woman sits. She flicks through a tablet. Oh, hey, you're Azhaam, right? Hi, I'm Casey. I'm Hive's other half.
I've heard so much about you.
Yeah, no, you really can't get him to stop when he starts. He's a bit of a bugger like that.
In a good way.
Yeah. And I've heard a lot about you. Aside from, he doesn't really talk about the crazy parties that you all used to go to and what a bad influence that you were, but glad that you're safe.
Oh, I'm a terrible influence. Promise you that. Still am, really.
Oh, yeah, no.
I ruin neighborhoods.
Well, hey, as long as you keep my kids out of it, you can do whatever you want. Yeah.
Kids, I only heard about one.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time. What is it? 15, 20 years?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of time to do a lot of things. But we're settled here. I got a job, some shops nearby, and Hive's still working as the engineer.
Oh, yeah. No better engineer than Hive over here.
Yeah. Well, I'll leave you boys to it. I don't wanna interrupt. She gets up and leaves. I'll have dinner on in a little bit. I know you guys need to catch up and whatnot.
Of course, love. Thank you.
She walks out into the front room.
Doesn't know, huh?
Not all of it. It's yeah.
Hive.
I'm sorry, I'm getting judgment. What the fuck am I supposed to say? Hi, honey.
Hey.
I fucking kill people for a living. No, that doesn't seem like something I'm gonna
Well,
do.
not that, but engineer.
I'm a good engineer. Hey, I've built pretty much all my shit, so...
Well, I remember you building sniper rifles, not...
Mechanics is mechanics. When you learn small things, you just grow. Azhaam, it's been a long time.
Uh-huh.
I've picked up a lot of traits. A lot of skills, things. Again, we're happy, good here.
Well, I'm glad. Very warm in here.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to open a window?
I really don't need that.
Do you want a beer? Opens up the fridge.
Sure. Yeah.
Hands you a bottle. So what's the plan? What are we doing here, huh?
Tommy wants in with a void. I don't think it's a very good idea, to be honest.
Do what with the void?
To be in with him. To have
God, listen.
them on their side.
Hey, listen, I can't stop someone who wants something. I try it with you all the time, and I can't seem to do that. So, listen, if they want to put their neck out and try to join up with them, who knows? Maybe joining up with them was the best bet. But
What they want to do is impress him at this big race. Will that be effective?
maybe, but you gotta promise me something. All right?
Yeah.
Don't do the race.
What?
It's dumb, and it's a bad idea. Alright? The Void have set this up. There's no way anyone who's not Void is winning. I know I've set up these things before, alright? If you... It doesn't matter. You're here now, right? Let's have a sit down. Let's just chat like old time. Let's forget it. Let's not...
What do you think we would chat about in old times?
What was it like? In the Shadow Realm?
Prison?
Yeah.
Empty. You're next to a big black hole. It sucks all the energy. Not just light, okay? I don't even see light. Heat, sound, everything's just quieter there. Time seems to be sucked away. Light seems to be sucked away. Energy seems to be sucked away. You find yourself repeating the same thing over and over and over, not knowing how many you've done in a day. It's torture. It's designed to break you, so I can use you some other time. I don't know what you want me to say, mate. It was bad.
But you survived.
Survived? No, I didn't survive. If I survived, I'd be wandering back home, wouldn't I? Talking to my family. Part of me died there. Otherwise, I wouldn't be gallivanting to what? This place? I cannot go back to my family and force myself into their lives like it's the same. It's not the same, and I can't be who they want me to be anymore. And on top of it all I do is just... I don't even know how to act around people anymore. And God forbid they've moved on. If they moved on, I just disrupt everything they've built for themselves. I don't want that. No. Better I'm a memory. Better I'm forgotten.
I don't think we could forget you. No one ever did, really. I know a certain number of people that definitely didn't.
Maybe you should try harder.
Listen, I don't know what your situation is, how you're all... whatever's going on, but... I can talk to Case. We can get you the spare room. You stay there for a bit if you need it. We can try to get you a job. I'm pretty sure her shop needs a new assistant.
Let me ask you something. Honestly, what are Tommy's options?
Lose the race or die.
I'm not talking about the race. Big picture. Big picture, someone in Tommy's position. What do they do? You don't want him to turn to the void. Can't give up. People like don't give up. Trust me, I would know. Well, until everything's been sucked from them. So, what does someone in their position do? Tommy's. What are their options?
I don't know, Azhaam. I'm not this guy anymore. What do you want me to say? Yeah, they wait. They build forces. They keep getting people excited. I don't fucking know. I'm not an ideas man. I just kind of do shit. Not everyone can be a hero, Azhaam. Not everyone can be a big... I know the solution to everything. I know how to fix it.
What? Did you think that was what I was?
You came up with solutions.
Big hero man.
I was never that. I don't know. None of us were.
Hive, you were always that. You look at a plane full of
Azhaam?
people. Hold on. You look at a plane full of people, you know who to take down. It's the same thing. Just on a bigger scale, with different targets.
Azhaam, that was you. I was your gun. That's all I was. And you aimed me a lot. And I'm done now, alright? I'm someone else's gun.
Are you happy with that? Truly happy with who you're killing?
Are you happy?
I don't have anything to do, mate. Why would I be happy? What's my purpose?
I don't know. I'm not an ideas man.
Upper deckers. What are their weak points?
Money. They're easily fucking manipulated. They get a tiny bit of power in them and they crumble. The amount of guns I've pointed, specifically because people go down to Void and ask for me to take out a couple of people.
Money. Easily corruptible. Not bad. It means all you need is some people in middle management. Not even higher up. Get them to screw things up for you. Just need to be able to corrupt them in some way, so they need cash. Tommy doesn't need Void. Tommy needs Void's money. You said this thing's rigged. Tell me, Hive, how's it rigged?
At the finish line, about 10 meters before you cross it, there's a check, a marker. If you're not part of Void, your engine goes up. You're wiped out.
How do they know?
It's fucking high-tech shit. Members of Void have fucking... We get installed with small chips. Some of them just have implants. It's checked as you fly through in milliseconds. If you don't have it, the whole thing goes up. And it's updated constantly. Ex-Void members, Void members that aren't in the race, they can't pass it. And if that is not bad enough, the Void members who are in the race are more than willing to kill. And there are people waiting, lawmen who are paid off, who are going to chase down people who aren't Void. This race is a fucking death trap. If you can avoid the members of the Void who are trying to kill you, if you can avoid the cops, then at the end is a bomb waiting to explode. The winner, if they're not Void, will die. Everyone who crosses that finish line, if they are not a member of Void, will die. There's really no way about it. That's just how this race is won.
Where do they implant the chip?
It's different for each.
So all we need is a Void body.
If you want to incur the wrath of them after, then yeah.
100,000 credits can buy off a lot of heat. If used right. And if we fuck off right afterward.
They do have it. The money is real. Well, it doesn't fucking matter now. 'Cause... points at the clock. It's too late. Race has already started. Ayg sits in the car. Skye goggles over. Mask on. Tens of people are lining a small dirt track in the Last Patch. A half android, half human mohawk at the side, made with real hair, and one which is made with metal that goes from the top of the head across. You ready to race? There's a lot of...
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
In the dozens of people in the audience, do I see either Azhaam or Theriac?
Well, Azhaam is currently up decks, quite far away. Theriac?
I think Theriac would at least watch.
Okay. Okay. So I might see Theriac, don't see Azhaam.
But
Okay.
definitely is like doing their best to look incognito because there's not a lot of people here, but also this is a public event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe like
There doesn't seem to be anyone taking pictures around, if that's any consolation to you.
okay. But maybe just like instead of like a regular glass terrarium, maybe like a blue tinted or like you know how they
Nice.
have for cars.
Yeah,
You know?
wonderful. Absolutely.
Yeah.
all day.
A lampshade over the
That's
fishbowl.
just
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Yeah. So a text message goes out as we're revving very frantically. Goes out to Azhaam. I was just like, no worries! Exclamation point. But where are you? Question mark, question mark. Worried face. Next message. I hope everything's okay. Smiley face. Exclamation point. Mark.
I love
And I'm-
this idea of like all of these people at the starting line, all tough, all buff, all revving their engines, spikes on their leather jacket, colors in their hair. Then it just cuts to Ayg in her little canopy, like, oh
yeah. And she put down the phone after sending that message, and put down like a pair of goggles around her own eyes and look at Skye. I am going to do some.
What? I can't use like everybody's engines revving!
Gonna do some very weird things.
You're gonna do some what?
I hope you have a good race.
Okay!
I love that Ayg yelling. It's just Ayg whispering at a higher pitch.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
I was gonna say that Skye throws up one of, I don't know what to call this. The
Rad.
surfer dude,
A rad.
one pinky out, one thumb.
Go long.
Yeah.
It's a surfer
Cowabunga-
dude.
cowabunga.
Why is everyone in this
Yeah.
group so cool? It's not fair. Anyway,
You have a cowabunga. Azhaam, you ding ding get these messages.
I get on a call to Ayg.
There is like
You.
like it's very fucking loud.
I mean, so in my little Photoshop thing, Ayg specifically asked for some sort of canopy. So there's like a tent around the sidecar. So I imagine like if she draws the curtains and stuff, she just has this tiny little safe room on the road.
Yeah, tiny little tent.
Hi, Azhaam. It's so good to hear from you. Are you here?
Listen.
Are you in the crowd?
No, you would see me. I'm tall.
I just
And
well,
gigantic and
there's a lot
horned.
of people. It's hard to see, and also I have the curtain drawn, so I can't
All
see
right.
anything.
Listen, it's important. Void members have chips in them.
All right.
You want to focus on disabling those races first and foremost. Second, 10 meters before the race ends, there's a bomb. You need to find a way to disable it, or
I'm sorry. What?
I know it's a lot of information.
There's a bomb.
Bomb. B-O-M-B.
I know what the word is. That's not my question. Where is
10
the?
meters from the end.
Do you know where the end is? Because we were told that we would just not know. You don't. We don't know where it is.
Yep. So
Okay. All right.
you need to scan the ground for bombs and or take a chip off of a void member. If you can find them, grab their arm or something, the automatic thing won't work. It's just like breaking into a high-powered
What?
building.
What should I look for in a void member? Did they are
First off, they're more comfortable than the rest of you. Look for their body language.
so good at body language.
Take a
I've
breath.
not talked to
You see that
computers or
nerve you've got?
anything. Thank you, Azhaam. I
Fine.
hope you
Talk
can
to
make...
the chips.
I will get it. I will. It's gonna be fine. I have to tell Skye.
Don't tell Skye.
Thank you. I'm sorry
Don't tell
for
Skye.
yelling at you.
Don't-
You have a
don't-
nice
don't
day.
tell
Goodbye.
Skye.
And I hang up and I pull the curtain back open and I yell, Skye, I'm sorry. There's gonna be a bomb.
I know, the classic finish line bomb. It's gonna be so great.
Good thing we were gonna.
What if you texted Theriac and told them to try and find the bomb? They could probably disarm it or something, and there's like a less likely chance of us getting exploded.
That is a great idea. I would really love to not be solely responsible for this. I think that Theriac is going
You
to
see
have
that the person in front over the other side of the finish line puts up their hand with a flag as if ready to start the race.
Text Theriac, bum finish line.
You text bomb finish line. It goes through. Theriac, you get a on your phone. You look bomb finish line. Whoosh! The flag goes down. All the cars set off.
No! Why would you just send me bomb finish line with no follow-up?
I knew that the flag was in the air.
I mean, you could probably text and while I drive.
Oh yeah. I guess
Don't
that's
text me,
true.
kids.
I just figured that driving was going to be very intense.
Bikes, cars, trucks, scooters, hoverboards, all different types of people just rev their engines and pound off. People yelling, screaming, excited. Skye takes off with Ayg in a little sidecar. I would like, Skye, for you to give me, so, by the way, for all of our beautiful, wonderful gamers watching, there is racing rules in Starfinder. They're very complex, very in-depth, too much for my tiny little brain, so we just did a little bit of finagling, and this is going to be a series of skill checks / we've made like our own little game for it. There are 4 different types of checks and things we're going to be able to roll. There is engine, which deciphers like how quick the vehicle that you're driving is going to go. We have the hull, which that just determines HP. Handling, which is used to dodge things and do tricks and get into difficult places and do maneuvers. And then we have weapon, which is quite simply just weapon attacks. There are also some moves. I won't go into it just yet. This will all, I'm sure, be available on my Patreon. One of the moves is a move called No Hands, which is you can just use a move from your Starfinder repertoire to use and fight and attack in some way. Skye, can you give me an engine roll? So this is 2d6 that you're going to be rolling. This is more your positioning, which is going to be the important thing.
It's a 7.
You floor it. The bike raises up a little bit as you do a small wheelie and you are almost dead in the middle. There are people that have set off quicker than you and are racing down, others on a bike. There is this one group of people in this like battered car, like flames on the side. There's about 3 or 4 people in it. The car has like the back half dented in, and there is a large Tommy gun which has been like welded onto the back of it. There are other people behind you, one in particular in this like large crane which is like swinging around wildly. There is someone who is stood on the crane holding themselves in place. You, as you take off, there are 2 different options. You can just immediately assume that there is an offshoot which is going to go to the markets, the market area, which is currently in business. So there will be people in like the middle of this little track that you're going down. It will be dangerous to get past, but it will be very quick. It'll be super fast to get there. Or you can take off right ahead of you and go into a place called the Smog Road, which is just the long highway that leads off to numerous places in the lower decks. It basically just connects all roads in the lower decks, which will be far slower because there might be other cars on the road, but it will be safer and you definitely won't hit anyone.
See, here's the thing, because I feel like Skye would have strong feelings about potentially hurting one of the people in the marketplace, and I think that as a character, she would not take any chance to harm a human being. But Momo wants to win this race, and driving through a market sounds sick as fuck, so we're taking a left! Skye!
Music like boof, immediately blasts out as you drive forward and turn down into the markets. As you do so, someone on a bike drives up right next to you and is trying to overtake. Is there anything you'd like to do, or are you just going to leave them?
I want you to answer a question for me.
I would love to.
Will I be able to tell when someone is a Void member, or do I have to make a check of some kind?
You can make sense motive checks. I'm
Okay.
okay with that. I don't think you wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at them.
Yeah. All right. So I would like to make a sense motive check first.
Mm-hmm.
10.
A 10 is okay. It's okay. The person who is riding really dangerously close to you, doesn't have anyone on the side. They've clearly made this bike for pure speed. They just had like a little bit of a weak start, and they are clearly like gunning for the quick route as they are turning into the markets with you. They don't seem to have any like ill will aside from wanting to win the race.
I would like to do a little something. As they get close and they sort of like brush up against the side of us, I get sense assesses that situation, sees how fast they're moving, and kind of like even like waves a little apologetically at them, and then leans over the side of the car and goes, "Sorry to bother you, but we have somewhere very important to go, and it's very important that we win this. It's not a reflection on you, I promise. We just really have to." And the driver may think that Ayg is talking to them, but they are talking to the power cell, and they cast transfer charge.
Holy
and I want
shit.
the power cell that is riding this car to be transferred to our power cell and give us an extra boost.
Is there
Spell.
any...
It's instantaneous. It's a if you were to say in D6s how many charges this power cell could hold that could give us extra boosts, how many would it be? And that will be what I have to roll to see if I could do it.
Okay. I'm going to say it is going... I say about 4 charges.
Okay.
Since it's a... again, this was made for, like, speed, and you can kind of tell that since it's in the power cell, they're used for, like, boosts and, like, a big hit. So 4 seems reasonable, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do 3.
Okay.
I'm not going to... I don't want to completely break down the car, but I want to just sap it of its, like, extra power.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so we got a 6, a 6, and a 4.
So explain the spell to me. So that is... you need to, like, beat a DC?
So basically, it says you declare how many charges you're transferring before casting. You
Okay.
transfer... fortitude saving throw, or it takes damage. I forgot that part.
Oh, shit. Okay, so
It's only 13, but
Okay.
fortitude saving throw.
Okay, it's got a 14. So it's
Perfect.
got the 14.
So
It
no
doesn't take
damage is done, but the transfer still occurs.
You get this energy of, hell yeah, motherfucker, I want to go fast! And then you're like, please don't. It's like, oh, shit, all right. And then the power, like, you feel it, like, leave as the bike, Skye, you can hear it, like, sputtering as it, like, dies and goes down. It slows down significantly. The driver is like, what the fuck? As they, like, pull over to the side.
Sorry, thank you.
And as the cells leave, the power of your bike, like, poof, increases, and you just, like, hit a little faster. Now that we cleared this little map, I'm gonna move on over to Theriac. Theriac, you got a text.
I got a text! Theriac is going to look at this text. I'm going to make a roll to see if they understand what the fuck this text means, okay? It will be an intelligence check. Everybody buckle the fuck up, okay?
I'm buckled, mate. I'm here.
Well, that was a 2 on the dice. That's 6. I think Theriac believes that this is not a text from Ayg, but in fact a text from Skye.
On finish line, dude.
And will just respond, it looks fine. Is it special?
You're not gonna call the person who's not in the race?
It doesn't seem like anything of importance at the moment, so
Yeah.
It's just a bomb finish line, you know?
You text in, it seems fine. We cut up a floor to Azhaam. Hive, after you called and got a call back and all this, there's no way that your friends are actually doing the race, is it?
Hive. And I give him the look.
fuck, listen, I can't go with you, but I do know where the finish line is.
I grab this bug man on either side of his face and just plant one on his forehead.
All right, get off. All right, fuck it. Walks out the back, grabs a key off just a small little row of keys, clicks a button, and you hear a as the garage door lifts. You see just like you see the slightly older, battered car that you saw before. There's clearly like a lot of smog like effects around it. It's kind of messy. It is this red kind of DeLorean looking, but if the DeLorean was red and didn't have wheels looking car, a bit dingy, a little bit dented. They give you the keys. Okay, I'm texting you the address. Bring my car back in one piece. Don't fucking die.
Who died and left you this anyway?
Nothing, I just earned it.
You're worth a lot more than this. I get in, and I start it up. And if I die, just forgive me, eh? You thought it was dead anyway.
I'll forgive you if they don't trace the car back to here. You start up the car. You feel like a small weight as the car like hovers slightly off the ground. There's a boom boom.
Hello there. Where would you like to go today?
And then I was like, I got it. And then texts address.
36A, Main Square, Lower Decks. I'll take you there now.
Right. Have you got weapons on you?
I came out of prison, mate.
They pull back a small toolbox and they like pull out some tools and they hand you a pistol. Right. It's not great, but it's what it'll do. It's got enough cells in that to last you a fight at least. Also throws like a small bag of tools in the car next to you. I don't know if you know how to defuse a bomb, but if that's what you are planning to do, you gotta use those.
Or set it off early.
Either one works.
Right?
Make sure my car gets back to me. Don't fucking die. Bats the roof of the car twice, and the car and then starts to take off toward the destination. You can control the car if you would like to go somewhere else.
I feel like this would be the greatest time to, stop over, check out the site. No, I'm going to the race. There's a bomb at the
Just making
line.
sure. So we start at the top of the order again, but this time the bike rather takes a hard into the markets. You're beeping as like other cars like past you. A car battered, holding two people sidle on up right next to you. There is a slightly older man who walks past through the middle of the track. They have white, slightly frayed hair. How do you react in this situation? This is how this is going to go. I'm going to give you a situation to react to, and then you can...
Matthew.
Hello.
You're my boyfriend, right?
Hi. Yeah,
Let's confirm this. You are my boyfriend. And I watched you make this map, right? I was looking over your shoulder being like, what are you doing, my love? And you're like, oh, I'm just making this map. And you were showing me all of the elements of this map. And then you're like, oh, there's a little building here. There's a little umbrella there. There's this like little ramp over here. So like during the race, you could potentially like swerve through here or go off this ramp.
Yep.
And I knew from that moment, I was going off that ramp. So that's where we're headed.
Yes, there are two ways that this track can go. There is a ramp which leads up to the skyline of the lower decks, or you can race forward to which you can see there is a warehouse full of these like large mechs being built and worked on. But first, as you take a side, you've like assigned where you're going to go. There are two people in a car who are driving right up next to you. And there is just an old man civilian in the middle of the road who is attempting to cross it and is being trapped between as you are driving straight toward him.
No.
How close is the car to us?
The car has swung out, which to some would seem like, oh, they're trying to avoid the older man who's walking, but you can tell that they are going to swing back and trying to like bash you off the road.
Okay, I'm gonna reach into Ayg's sidecar and grab her by the arm and say, I turn left, and then I'm gonna put you in my seat. I'm taking my bow staff off my back. I'm going to jump onto the other car.
Ah! And that noise. It's just...
You do the switch miraculously. Skye, can you give me an acrobatics to jump to the next car? Ayg, can you roll 2d6 and add handling as you try to figure out how to fucking drive this car.
14.
Nice.
10.
You actually like wildly succeed on that. So you immediately are able to like stabilize.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's 1 to 6 is fail, 7 to 9 is
Okay,
miss,
I just-
10
yeah.
plus is you wildly succeed on the other thing.
Okay. It just didn't seem
Yeah,
like a good
no,
number.
it's
I
very
was
good.
like,
It's
oh,
very
that
good.
seems low.
You get in the car. You immediately like stabilize it. As the old man does it, they're like, ah! You like pull it like out to the side, smashing into some boxes, and then immediately pull it back onto the track. Skye, you jump onto this thing. You got a 14, right?
Yeah.
You jump. You are currently gripped onto the hood of this other car with your bow staff in hand. What do you want to do? What's the goal?
I want to grab onto, like, if this is the window, I want to grab onto the top of the window, like the side, and I want to kick into, I don't know what to call it other than the cockpit. I want to kick into the cockpit, try and kick the steering wheel.
Fuck yeah. Give me an attack roll.
That is an 8.
You swing in, but as you do, you accidentally kick the face of the guy instead of the steering wheel, and he seems to like go out immediately. However, as he goes out, your leg is like slightly trapped in the car as he like slumps over and pulls the whole wheel, and it is like veering off course and is just about to crash with you in the car at the minute. Ayg is still racing along, has managed to race alongside you.
Skye! Just
Driving?
Ayg's instincts would be to go and get Skye, but I do think that Skye wants us to win. So I think that if Ayg logics it out as fast as she can, she should just keep going and trust that Skye will magic skateboard her way back to this car and take the wheel back eventually. So I think Ayg is just gonna hope and pray and try her best to keep going.
How far are you away from me? Because could I potentially take my bow staff and like reach it out to you?
Well, as far as I know, you only went to the car that was like
Yeah, and it's
right
just
beside
about
us, yeah.
there. Like, you both separated to avoid the old man. Maybe the bow staff
okay,
could
so I
reach.
wouldn't need to like go backwards to get her. I could just kind of like scoot.
You can attempt to scoot, yeah.
Okay, all right. Then in that case, I will absolutely scoot a little bit closer, and I will even cast a quick little fabricate scrap to have like just the garbage in the middle of the track pile up so that there's like a little like bridge between us, so that if Skye wanted to,
She could run along the...
she could like run across.
Sick. That's very good.
That is not a
That's instantaneous, yeah.
The cool like fan art and visuals that are going to come out of this moment is just
The lower cities is filled with scrap and rubbish, but especially this marketplace. There are things getting pulled from stalls and random pieces of hunk. You see that there's like a whole market stall that's just set inside of like a disused broken train, and there's like whole rebars and pullings of it. The sidecar gets this small, almost like pirate ship-like plank that reaches out towards Skye. Skye, you are dangling. You see this like being built towards you. The person in the car seems to pull out a knife to try and, well, you can assume is going to try and stab your legs so you get out of the car.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Can I have said that my skateboard is like on the motorcycle? Would I have had the foresight to bring that with me? Whack this guy in the face?
If you want to send the skateboard just like straight through the window into the guy's face, you can absolutely do that, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to be like, cowabunga! And hopefully I can ride it out of here.
You feel a grip on your leg as this guy like attempts to right the car and goes to stab you in the leg. As he goes to stab, this hoverboard, and then it, poof! Give me a acrobatics for the skateboard to get out of the other window and back around to you before this car crashes.
That's 11.
The skateboard flies through, hits this guy, and he drops his knife. But as he does so, your leg comes like completely out of the car. You are hanging on by like just a few fingers, and your skateboard has trouble like getting out of the car. The whole car veers off to the side and whoosh, crashes into just a small like market stall. You fall from the car and Ayg whoosh, flies off. Your skateboard does make it to you, but it is slightly too late.
Keep going, Ayg!
As Skye yells, keep going, Ayg. Ayg, you woof, race up to the way that Skye was going, which is up to the skyline. Unless, of course, you want to do anything else. If you want to stop, you're welcome to. If you want to keep going, you're welcome to.
We know which way is quicker.
The skyline is probably quicker.
A skyline is quicker. If Skye tells me to keep going, I will keep going.
I'm saying Skyline sounds easier to maneuver on a skateboard and for a street teen, and going into a warehouse full of machinery might be more fun for Ayg.
That is true.
That's just a house full of mechs. Those could come in handy if you could be like, hey, hello, could you maybe help us out?
Okay. Keep going. Look back. See Skye getting ready to like hop back on her skateboard and veer off. And I will snap, turn to go through the warehouse.
Just as you like reach the first ramp, you snap turn the handles of the motorbike, leap off the small ramp, and then go straight forward to the warehouse. Skye, as you get on the skateboard, you hear and feel the wind of like as cars like shoot past you. One of them being this truck with this huge crane on the back of it. There is someone who has been gripped inside of the crane's maw as they also go shooting toward the warehouse. As Skye sees these cars go off, Theriac. You're in the crowd.
Any text back?
Doesn't seem to be any text back yet.
Maybe it wasn't Skye.
Just to make things easier for you, Andre, do you want Skye to call you as she's jumping over these rooftops?
Sure, why not?
Boop beep boop, that's a crazy frog!
How did she install that onto my phone?
Hi! Theriac, it's Skye. Listen, there's gonna be a bomb. I don't know if you got the text. There's gonna be a bomb at the end of the racetrack.
There's a bomb at the finish.
Bomb at the racetrack. Yeah.
I thought you meant it was very cool. I'm so sorry.
It is very cool, but there's also a literal bomb at the end of the racetrack, and we were wondering if you could just go zip over there and maybe do something about it so that we don't get blown to smithereens.
I'll try.
That's all we can ask of you, Theriac.
Okay, goodbye, don't die.
Bye.
We'll this dash towards the road.
Can I call Theriac?
Absolutely, you can, yeah.
Another fucking Crazy Frog song goes on. I can't believe whoever did this. Hello?
Yeah, I'm heading to the bomb. You coming or wait? No, you wouldn't have the address. Here, hold on.
As this hover car is like flying toward the destination, you look out the window and it's sticking out like a sore thumb. You see tiny little Theriac running like just below you.
I pull over. I open the car. I scoop up Theriac like they are a small child. I apologize.
Get in, losers. We're going.
And I pull them in, put them on my lap, close the door, and say, sorry, couldn't wait. Is this intimate for you people?
We just haven't been in very close proximity to one another.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I'm very warm. I give off a lot of heat.
So there's a bomb?
Yeah, there's a bomb. There's a big bomb. If you're not part of Void, don't have a chip in you.
Oh.
As you are talking about this, you come across, you see like these plumes of green smoke coming from inside the market square. Sorry, inside the main square. The car... Destination arrived. The doors open up, and you see these 4 people who are fiddling with something next to this like huge green translucent like holographic banner, which you can imagine is the crossing line. And these 4 people, 2 on each side, seem to be messing with something, and they, as you arrive, they like look up and look over to you.
I grab Theriac around my waist. I grab the toolbox. I jump out, drop everything, and quickly type in Hive's address and just send the car off on its way.
The car flies off. Can the pair of you roll initiative? I'm gonna have just like a little bit of description of the things which are going on. There is a bomb. There are also these 4 people. You intending to disable and disarm this bomb. At the top of each round, I'm going to jump on over to Skye and Ayg to see what they're doing. They have, meta-wise, about 3 maps. At the end of each map, I'm going to jump back over to you. They have about 3 maps before they reach this point. If they cross it, whatever they're driving is going to explode. So you have about 3 turns to finish this whole little thing. Or do whatever it is that you need doing before somebody crosses the finish line and that bomb is going to go off. What do we get for initiative, gamers?
I got a juicy 9.
9! Oh, that is juicy. Love that.
That is an amazing roll. Honestly, you were super fast because I got a 6.
Don't we just love
Because
that?
I was sending the car off.
You were sending the
Obviously.
car off, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, you did it. That's true.
We're doing our best.
And you're also all, like, the pair of you are both taken aback as the car rolls off and these 4 people turn and they pick up these small laser rifles at you. Stay your business!
Can I just shoot one of them?
Yeah, all day.
I'm gonna load up a basic inhibitor into my needlepoint gun and just shoot one of them. The biggest one, so the target takes a -2 penalty to AC.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
You reduce the target's DR by 5,
Okay.
and you reduce the target's resistance to one type of energy your choice by 5. Hey Azhaam, what would be best for you and your weaponry?
I have a pistol. I have no idea what kind of pistol it is.
It would just be the basic pistol that's in your inventory.
Would that just be like piercing
Yes.
energy or metal energy? I don't know. So piercing.
Yeah, piercing works. Piercing is a type of thing. Do you have to roll to hit that?
Let me see. The effect of an inhibitor lasts for a number of rounds equal to 3 plus your key ability score modifier. So it'll work for more rounds than we need. I guess I should roll because I'm shooting.
Yeah, roll to hit.
Ooh! That's a 21 to hit.
Oh, yes, that hits all day. You step out of this car. These people look at you. They say, stay your business. And you...
I follow that up with a shot. Does a 14 hit?
Yep, 14 does.
Oh, hold on. I should also roll damage. 1 moment. 2 damage? That's more about the inhibitor than the damage.
Yeah, exactly it is.
9 damage.
9 damage. Phenomenal. Are you hitting the same person who Theriac hit?
Yeah.
This person is hit, injected, like, hunches over a small bit. Azhaam, you take the shot. Is this shot lethal?
Yep.
They go down a little bit, look up, and then as you fire off, these other 3 people clearly move on into action as you've killed one of them. Meanwhile, we're going to cut on over to Skye first. Skye, you went above the skyline, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up to Ayg.
You on your board, there are people in cars zipping past. There are people going underneath the buildings. You are like skating on top, doing tricks as you do so.
Is there some place that would be strategic to throw one of my many grenades?
Yes, there absolutely would be. Someone drives up, jumps over a small building. You see that they pull out a pistol and they go to aim it at you. Now would be a pretty good fucking time if you wanted to roll that attack.
Yeah, how close are they to me? Because I'd like to maybe open up their hood.
They're on a bike. They're on a motorbike.
Okay, I might just saddle on. Well, they have a gun.
Yes, they are.
Okay, yeah, but I wanna chuck it like at the wheels of their bike.
Absolutely. Yeah. Roll me an attack.
Shit, that's a 10.
I'm gonna roll a dodge actually to see
You
it.
said I wanted to throw it at the
Fuck.
wheels of their bike, which is bigger than them, and there's also
Well,
two
that's
of
it. Yeah,
them,
absolutely.
so-
You do succeed. You still succeed. You throw it, and as this person goes to like meet the apex of one of the roofs, you throw the grenade. Their front tire like is torn completely apart. They land and then and then slide and fall down the side of the roof, and you hear like a wet splunch as they like hit into the sewers. You don't seem to be being followed by anyone. Ahead of you, you can head over to the smog road, which you know you'd be able to meet Ayg if they get through the warehouse, okay? Or you can go down the sewers. The sewers won't be getting you there, but it will probably be a quicker route to the actual finish line.
I think I'm gonna meet up with Ayg because I can't imagine how much she's panicking right now, and I'm also not gonna let her win this race without me.
We cut on over to a loud, busy warehouse. People are working on different mechs, large. Some of them are used for like lumber, but you see like a whole lawman section being like built with people who are building things clearly meant to subjugate and lord over. You vroom, race in with the bike. Behind you, you hear cackling, and you look slightly behind you as you see this one person who is driving this large truck. This large truck has this crane. There is a body inside of the claw of the crane. Slightly further down is someone hanging, looking at you. They call out a command of some kind. It's too loud, you can't quite hear it. And the crane hand drops the body and starts reaching forward ahead.
There was a body in the hand,
There was a body
though?
in it, yes.
And it drops,
And it
to,
drops
the ground?
They are now currently reaching this crane over to you.
Would you say that the crane is an advanced weapon, basic weapon?
I mean, I would describe it as a tool, as the crane might not be used, but if I had to, maybe...
If it's going to be used as
If
a
it's
weapon
going to be
against
used as a
me.
weapon against you, I'd probably... I mean, I would probably say advanced, but I have a feeling that you're edging me to say basic?
No, I am not edging you at all. I would not do that to you. You're my friend. I am asking you because I need to declare what kind
It would be...
thing I'm casting.
It would be advanced, then.
So, advanced weapons. What I do is I look at who's driving the crane.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to express how angry I am that they used the machine to do what they just did. And it's horrid and mean and awful, and they don't deserve to have it. So I think that they should not be able to reach it. So I cast incompetence, and they can't control complex weapons anymore.
Oh, shit.
It's a will
Okay.
saving throw.
They have a +1 to this. So I will say this isn't the person who's controlling the crane itself, but it is the driver. So it does, I would say this whole thing does still count as like an advanced thing, so this will be working.
Okay.
I rolled a 7. So that is a
Okay.
success on your
Okay.
behalf. What does it look like when you cast this?
I think that Ayg looks behind in the mirror and screams very loud and just feels very angry and can't stop and just has to keep driving, so she's just screaming and driving, and I hope that it just is a scream that echoes back and into the machines and just stops it from moving.
You scream. It's like you can feel a weight being like pulled from you as you scream out. Aside from the mechanics who are currently working on the cars like yelling at people who are like driving through, you can hear the actual mechs themselves react in some way and start moving, and the lights like dish, dish, dish behind you. The crane, you can hear the person like fully forgets how to control this at all, stalls the car entirely. The crane like lifts up the weight that it was using to like go grab you, pulls the truck forward, and it kind of just rests on the headlights, so it comes perfectly up, and you off forward.
She's gonna keep
You just
driving.
keep fucking driving, gamers. We then cut on over to the main square. These 3 members of the Void pick up their weapons, and they're all going to take pot shots. 2 at Azhaam and 1 at Theriac. Does a 11 hit?
Afraid not, mate.
They and it goes past you. The second one takes a shot. That is a 13.
That is my armor class.
That is your armor class. So it is meets it, beats it. They fire off. They hit you just directly in the shoulder for 3 damage as they fire and hit you. And this last one is going to take their shot at Theriac, seeing that they were the instigator of this combat. Does a 9 hit?
No!
Rolled like absolute shit there as they duck behind a thing, fire off, and there are just shots going wide. Theriac, it is you.
Oh, this bitch is dead. Theriac, it was this guy right there next
Yep.
to the smoke.
Yep.
Now, a nat 1 doesn't.
That one unfortunately doesn't.
Can I do anything else? I can run.
You definitely can.
Can I? Oh, I will also use my perception to look for the bomb.
Perfect. Yeah.
Because that's more important. Yeah. Ooh, that's very good. Perception? That's a 26. Where were you when I needed you?
You look and see that the bomb seems to be placed just in front of the finish line.
I'm going to yell to Azhaam, get the guy on the corner. I'm going after the bomb. And can I dash? Is that an action?
Dashing is an action, I believe.
So
yes.
I already used that for my attack.
Yeah.
So I will just
You can do a little run. Azhaam, it is you.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk forward, and I'm going to just hit the one I was pointed to with a ranged attack. 17 hit.
17 does hit, yes. Yeah, you... This person was the one who was attacking Theriac, and you seem to have gathered their rage.
As I walk towards their fellows, and shoot them, I turn around and give them a sly wink.
Ooh, brutal.
Oh yeah. Right in the field beds, you know?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. We move over. Skye, flying above the skyline. Ayg, you shooting down the smog road after yelling out the mech warehouse. You both do spot each other. Skye, can you give me a perception check real quick?
14.
You spot, just ahead of Ayg, waiting, attempting to hide, but you are able to spot him over the skyline. There are 2 lawman cars, which are essentially police cars, almost lying in wait for you to pass them.
Oh no! Oh, see, I'm not pausing because I'm thinking of what to do. A thought popped into my head, and I was like, "Oh, that's some dumb bitch juice you're drinking, Momo."
Oh, we love the bitch juice.
We love dumb bitch juice.
Oh.
Honestly, I love any bitch juice.
How many cars are behind Ayg right now?
Ayg is being followed by 1 car and 1 person on a bike. Ayg is significantly further ahead than these people, but they are gaining fast. And again, you see the lawmen who are waiting, like hidden behind a building, almost knowing that people are coming.
Okay, I'm gonna look dramatically at Ayg and look to the ground and say, I didn't want to win the race that bad anyway. And I'm gonna head towards the lawmen.
Oh shit.
Dumb bitch juice.
You put your foot down and your little hoverboard bursts into speed. There is like a contrail of lavender light as you shoot down in front of Ayg. You have reached the lawmen. What would you like to do?
Oh boy. I would like to take my bow staff off my back, pull down my gas mask, bring my goggles up and say, "What's up, fuckers?" I'd like to speed off in the opposite direction.
Immediately, Ayg, you hear this as well. There are sirens burst and blare. There is light coming from ahead of you as you pass each other on the smog road as these lawmen chase after Skye. Ayg, what is it that you do? There are 2 people behind you.
I guess I better win the race now. I gotta fucking win the race. Do I have any sense of where a finish line to this race might be?
Just past where the lawmen were like hiding in wait, there is less than 2 streets towards this like green smoke that you can see like billowing just above a dark, slightly broken skyscraper. You are extremely close. The 2 other people, one on a car, one on a bike, they meet you, and you are all in a line right now. There are 4 people in this car. It's the one that was seen at the beginning, has flames along the side, has a small Tommy gun in back. Someone gets out of the back shattered window and gets upon this little turret and is revving it up to fire at you.
Okay, I still have 2 more spell slots for this, so Ayg is going to try to cast Incompetence on this gunner.
Brilliant. Another 7 that they roll.
So they now have no proficiency with this class of weapon.
They pull back the loader, the gun, they stop, and they have completely forgotten how the fuck to use this gun. As you blast through this section, you can see the smoke clearer, you can see these 3 people opening fire upon these 2 other figures who you quite quickly get a hold of. It's Theriac and Azhaam. We're going to come back to you in a little second.
Okay.
These 3 Void members are all going to take shots. Actually, no, 2 of them are going to take shots at Azhaam. One of them, they drop the gun and they pull out what seems to be like a small machete, and they're going to run at you.
Come to me.
The 2 that are taking this shot fucking misses. God, I'm going to burn this dice. 14 hits, correct?
Yeah, it hits.
Only 2 damage as they and they fire off at you. The other is going to run towards you, and they get to your face, pulling out a machete, and is going to go for a physical attack. They swing it at you, 10 damage as they swing twice with this machete.
We've officially gone into health damage.
Theriac, it is you.
Question for Space God. If I am to begin dismantling this bomb, would that require an action?
Yes.
Then I will not use my inhibitor this round. I am going to go up to the bomb. I'm going to make a... Engineering or computers would be the ones to use to figure out the actual mechanics of it, yes?
Yep. You
Okay.
can use engineers, you can use computers, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. For computers, that's a 21.
Fucking hell. Behind you, you hear a whoop whoop of lawmen who drive off to go meet someone. You also hear these 3 cars like coming, like getting louder and louder and louder. You get the small mechanical device and are able to, and the flashing of the mechanical device dims as you have managed to deactivate it just before people cross the finish line, before we move on over to Ayg and Skye. Azhaam, it is you.
I'm going to take a guarded step 5 meters away, and I'm just going to shoot this thing right in the face.
Go for it. Was it a hit?
20?
Yeah, that is the one.
2d6. 10?
You do exactly as you say. They're like swinging at you as you like move back. You pull the gun, rest it upon your arm, and you take a pot shot, and this person whoosh.
I'm going to about face turn to the last 2, raise a hand, and basically motion, come here.
You're
Can you give me
the
a fucking-
coolest.
Can you give me a fucking intimidation check?
That's 19.
They are looking piss scared and do not want to be doing that thing of going closer towards you.
Can I, with the rest of my movement, grab the now defunct bomb, pick it up, and scuttle back to Azhaam? I'm with him.
Can you picture them carrying it?
Trying to grab this thing under one arm, totally tripping, and then like using three limbs to get behind his arm.
And a favourite atomless thing that I love is Theriac seems to pick up things that are way too big for them and run away with them. That is their...
And run very, very quickly. I love it. But this time it's a
This
bomb.
time it's a bomb.
So I think it carries more comedy.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Yes. Anyway, I'm
no,
so sorry.
absolutely perfect. Ayg, 2 people either side of you. You see Theriac scuttling away.
Yeah.
Is there anything you
You
see that happening?
Okay. You know what? If I floor it, do I still have room for another action?
No.
If I don't.
It is a single thing. You have a single
Gun it.
decision.
I say gun it.
Oh, God. Okay. I will try to floor it. I do want to channel some Skye, because I feel like if I do succeed, there needs to be a little Skye in the winning of this race. So Ayg is going to take the bandana down from around her rat nose and pick one of them, maybe to the left, and is just gonna like stick her tongue out and stick out her middle finger and just give a nice big and then gun it, and hopefully that works.
Ayg is my literal favorite right now.
Roll me 2d6. We're doing engine. Would you like to use the floor it?
Okay. I don't know what you
No,
were
go for it.
saying,
You're so excited. I love this shit.
because I got a 10 on the dice plus 2, so it's 12.
Yeah, that's
good,
it.
right?
You like blast
Okay.
through. That's like as good as you can possibly do. You hit on the throttle and wheelies up, and you just make it through past the finish line before anyone else. Theriac, you feel like a low pulse from the bomb, and then it like settles in as it is being deactivated. These other two go either side of you. You Akira style the bike.
No, I gotta stop and find out where Skye is and tell her everything that happened.
The other cars like slow and stop. People next to you are like, fuck! Smacking the wheel. Person on the bike is like, fucking, like revs up the bike and then drives off.
Wait, I didn't see Skye recently, but I did see Azhaam and Theriac getting into a fight.
Yeah, you are like 120 foot from each other. You are fully within eye line, can see each other as you stop. Azhaam and Theriac holding this, like, because you are both past the finish line, just on either other side.
But do I see Skye?
You do not see Skye.
We won the race. I won the race. Thank you.
I got it. Yep. And I walk towards where the cars came from, because I'm assuming Skye's somewhere down there.
Skye.
Shit.
You're weaving in and out of these buildings. You can hear sirens chasing and gaining on you as you're flying through. Is there anything you would like to do, like to go? What is Skye thinking about?
I mean, Momo's thinking about something that would be dramatic, but, like, I don't know. We'll see. You know what? Fuck it. Did we want to end the session off on a dramatic thing?
Hell yeah.
I'm nothing if not dramatic. No. Okay, Skye's zipping through alleyways, and then she's gonna sigh heavily. Her eyes get a little teary, but she stops and composes herself. And then as she hears the sirens coming again, she's going to dip through a few more alleyways, go to a door, and just start banging away at it and say, Hive, I need your help.
Opening the door is a tall Shirin, bug-like. They look at Skye. Well, fuck, I didn't think I'd be seeing you again.
And I promise you won't again. Please just let me in for like 10 minutes. I'll sneak out the back.
Alright, but you owe me another one. And that is where we're going to be leaving off the session today.
Wow!
As Skye goes inside of Hive's little side abode.
I can't believe Skye. Oh my god, I can't believe Skye.
I will say, my beautiful players all do go up a level. You do go up a level to level 3 as you have honed your abilities slightly more.
Yay.
Hi there, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for listening to The Adamless. I have a few quick thank yous before I shout out the players. Our music today was provided by Alexander Nakarada under their fair use license, and our soundscapes were by Michael Gelfi, again under their fair use. Both of them have patrons, and our show would literally not be anything without them, so 100% go check them out. This episode, we also used Simon Wilkinson sounds because they absolutely fuck. We also got that through buying their fair use license. Thank you to our hosts. Welcome in. If you want to listen to the full version of this episode, head on over to their YouTube, where you can find all unedited Atomless and their other beautiful shows. We legit would not be here without them, so thank you so much, babies. Our players today were Momo O'Brien playing Skye, Super Dylan playing Ayg, Nordina Lee, who is Werewolf Fields on socials, who played Azhaam, Andrea Riviera Art, who played our wonderful garlic Theriac, and me, Matthew Ekberg, Captain Krail, on all things, who voiced the doo-doo-doo-doos and that stuff. Thank you all so much for listening. I give you a kiss, and the next time we fly through the Atomless Sea, I hope you'll be there to fly with us. I
Sitcom
love you.
clap track plays.
I have a sitcom laugh track. If you want me to play it, I could do it.
Incredible.
Wait,
Goblin
can
Man.
you do it right now? Is that real?
Oh, one sec. Everyone,
Everyone vibe.
Everyone vibe in our professional show.
Is it? Why is vibing like having our arms up?
It does make you want to laugh. That's
Yeah,
It does.
Yeah,
It's very
it does
story
work.
alarming how it does that.
Yeah.